I'm out here still working. I was trying to make sure I try to stay on topic when I'm talking. This video is about how to offset cheap clients. And whether you're a service-based business, landscape, Christmas lighting, whatever, sometimes people see you working and they want to do business with you, right? Because they see you did a good job at a property, just for instance, right? Just to shoot to the point, the way I offset cheap clients is to attract so many clients that the ones that do go with service are the right ones. Because I feel like you're gonna always have people who are just seeking through prices and seeking you out just off the curiosity of how much something costs versus actually deciding to want to go with your service. So the way I would do it is screen them. Gotta screen them. Screen them. Meaning you gotta have conversations that helps you decide are they fit to do business with you. You know, because sometimes people see something and they want it, but they don't even know the cost associated with it. So asking screening questions like, have you set aside a budget for, these type of projects? We do have a minimum, like so many things from the moment they see you to when they visit your website and they see all your services that you offer and stuff like that. They should get the feeling that this is not going to be cheap, and they should also not just feel like it shouldn't be cheap, but I feel like everything that you do should mimic that. You're delivering a quality service. So on your website, you can have something similar to a minimum start at. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't like to put their prices on websites, and I really don't understand why. I feel like it's absolutely necessary to put your prices on your website. You know why? Because not to say every consumer is me, but when people are looking for a service, they want to know how much it costs. They want answers, basically. They're seeking really for an answer to their solution. For one, they want to know, is this the person who can do it, and how much it's going to cost if they do it? Not to say the people are introverts, but if they can avoid, and if you can save time, not say avoid the conversation, but if you can save time by answering these early objections within your website, in your like Q&A, or even in the form section when they're actually filling out the inquiry to submit an inquiry to you, that right there alone saves you and them time, because in the process of them actually, going through the questions, they'll know if it's fit for them or not. You know what I mean? Like this guy asked me, based off of me selecting, let's say, sod installation, their minimum start at 2,000 or something like that. They have a minimum of 2,000 for small sod jobs or something like that. Just little information like that saves you and them time. They won't. My thing is, I'ma hope that they don't fill out the inquiry if they know this information prematurely. Of course, you got that handful of people that's gonna just ignore it. Now, it's so many, so many, so many clients that try to, get an inquiry just because they think out of all people, their situation is significantly different and their price is going to be different because their situation is just totally, totally different. But in reality, the standard that you set is really what dictates, what what's going to happen and if you're going to accept them on as a client. But I'm over here trying to get this goat together. I'm trying to make sure I got enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should I put one more? Yeah, I'm gonna put one more. Safe than sorry. But yeah, so number one, screen the client. Either whether that's on the phone or on your website, when you have some pre-qualifying questions that you typically ask them when you're on the phone with them. When it comes to like a lawn maintenance, my pre-qualifying questions is as soon as the phone rings, hello, this is Rob with Lawn Reputation. Boom, professionalism. That's number one. Setting the standard that hey, I'm not dealing with Joe, you know, Joe Blow or Chuck in the truck. There we go. That's my thought process. Professionalism, how you present yourself, number one, and two. First, before they even start getting into deep questions like, hey, I need to do this, that, and the third. Before they even get that far, I say, hey, um, this thing is long. I say, hey, what area are you located in? Because in reality, if they're not in my service area, you know, they're not going to be a client, right? And because of course you got to have, you know, parameters that you set that you don't want to step out, step beyond, and then you're committing to something that you definitely don't want to do. So ask them what area they're in. Hey, what area are you located? To see if we even service that area. Um, then I let them go into a spiel. People like to be heard, so I'll listen if they're in the service area. If they're not in the service area, off top I say, unfortunately, we actually don't service that area. So it saved me and them time. And then the next question they typically ask is, hey, do you know anybody that services this area? You know, and if I have somebody on hand, of course I'll shoot it to them, but sometimes I just don't. Ooh, look at the goat, y'all. Look at this goat. Got this boy about, I know this probably one, two, three, four, six. 6 times 4. This is 24 feet. Probably a little bit longer, roughly 24, 25 feet. And I'm gonna send this all the way up to the top of this roof because I gotta grab onto this peak so I can get on this rooftop. Then after I get this on, I gotta come back again. I gotta go put my boots on. I try not to walk around in my boots. I got some covers for them, but ain't this thing heavy. Y'all don't see what I'm doing. I'm not just pushing it up the roof. This thing has this goat has a wheel on the back of it, and it rolls. And I'm gonna push it all the way up to the top of this house until it hooks the pitch. Once it hooks the pitch, I'm good to go up. Oh, I know one thing, it definitely got some weight to it though. I made it. Mama, I made it. Crazy. But that thing is literally the right size. In reality, y'all, I could go up this roof without my cougar paws on, but for the sake of my family and friends that want to see me around, I'm gonna go put my cougar paws on. Can't go up in the top and the regular shoes on. Ooh. Oh yeah, just screen the clients, y'all. You gotta get your own pre-qualifying questions based off of what fit for you and your business. But that's what I would do. Pre-qualify, pre-qualify. So if it's a lawn care client, the first question I would ask is, hey, what area are you located in? And if they're inquiring about just lawn maintenance, okay, are you looking for one-time service or recurring services? Because you get people that call and they just want you to service a property for one time to do some form of cleanup or whatever. We take those on sometimes, but that's not what you can build a business around. It's not sustainable waiting on the phone to ring for those one-time services. So that's why we try to take those on. I'm trying not to scare people nowadays into telling them about contracts when it comes to like lawn maintenance. I'm not doing much of lawn maintenance these days. I'm actually transitioning, of course, as we always do, right? Although it's something I'm skillful at, transition to the right thing. But seeing if they're in the right area, then if they're in the right area and seeing what type of service they're looking for, if that's lawn maintenance, if it's reoccurring, if it's one time. If it's one time, unfortunately, we're not accepting any of those clients. That's one of my responses at this time. But if it's something that's reoccurring, I can get them over an estimate, more than likely. I asked them also, when was the last time the property was serviced? And more than likely, people, oh, we serviced it last week. Oh, it was serviced 2 weeks ago. Okay, yes. All right. So when we service the property, if it is overgrown, overgrown to us, if the sidewalks is over probably 4 inches overgrown onto the sidewalk or driveway, we charge an overgrowth fee. If the yard grass is growing over 10 inches, 10 inches meaning they've been neglected and it literally just been growing out, there'll be an overgrowth fee based off the time it takes to actually complete that property. So I try to tell them these things early on, and usually people are pretty cool with it. After that, I ask them, what happened to the last provider? What happened to the last provider? And depending on how they answer that, because some people say, well, his prices were just way too high. Okay, with our service, we actually charge around this price, and it varies from this point to this price to this price. So, there's different variations that go into the what a property costs. It's not just based off of the square footage. Do you have a fence? Do you not have a fence? Do you have dogs? I ask so many questions, and they probably feel like they're on an interview when they're with me. But these are some things you got to tailor yourself. You got to tailor these questions that is one of the objections that you may have. Do you have a back fence? Is the back fence typically locked? Because it's clients that I've had a few years ago where you go in to service a property, the backyard is locked, you've mowed the front yard, took care of the front, now you can't access the backyard. Just little stuff like that. If they have dogs, that's something to be mindful of, because you don't want to pull up and just start mowing and the dog is loose. That comes more so with communicating when you'll be over and stuff like that as well. Probably having a form of communication, letting them know, hey, we're currently servicing your property. You can have a CRM or something like that, do that. But just pre-screen the customers. Pre-screen the customers is how you avoid dealing with the cheap ones that you don't want. Asking all the right questions. If they're not fit, trust me, they'll head for the hills sooner than later. Very rarely somebody may escape through and actually go with the service, but for the most part, you can avoid a lot of those headaches by asking the right questions early on. I don't know why I'm yawning, y'all. It's too early for this. You see the sun shining bright. It was gloomy and rainy yesterday. But asking the right questions, gotta ask the right questions, y'all. I do that on the website. I don't like when I go on a website for myself, right? And I try to fill out an inquiry or something like that. I don't know if my mic is still on, but let me see. Oh, this thing is going fast. It doesn't look like it's on. Oh yeah, it's on. You guys can hear me. But I was saying, I don't like going to a website and feeling like I got to fill out a freaking essay or a whole test just to get an answer. I try to even get people the answers before they even fill it out, because if you front load your website with all the information that your ideal customer should meet, you're kind of setting the bar already, and sometimes you can avoid dealing with those headache type clients. Having all those clauses and things like that when you send over like a service agreement, that's the other part. Sending over like a detailed service agreement explaining how the service works, what you provide when you're on the property, all those in detail, because when you're in detail and you're explaining it to the customer, they know what to expect when you guys are on the property, for one. And if you already set the expectations, them asking for all this additional stuff is irrelevant. It's like, hey, Originally, when we signed up, you told me the scope of work that you want to focus on, and we included everything within the the full service agreement. So this is what we're providing. If you're needing anything else, of course, that's additional price, et cetera, et cetera. But not to say I'm running from the lawn care business. I've been in it for a little minute, and I've had some fun, but just ready to play a different type of game, right? Life is a game. I'm just trying to build it on off design and not by default, and not just do the thing just because I can, but design it in a way where it fits best for me. But I'm gonna get going, y'all. I know this video probably was a little bit here and there, but the purpose of it was to just screen your prospects, screen the people that's actually being attracted to your business good enough to the point where all the questions that they have is either answered, or if they have those questions, make sure you answer and be transparent about it. That way you can have the right client that pays the right price, because everybody want to do business with clients that make them grow in their business and make them more profitable, etc. But I'm gonna get going because I got to get to work, and plus I need to charge this phone up because my phone about 10%. Later.